what I feel when I look out at the world through the square lens of my window. What do I feel? What do I feel? Rage, I said, surrendering myself utterly to the moment. Rage. Now, don't get me wrong. Marlon Brando may have had at one time a magnificent pair of actually buttocks, but when it comes to method acting, I like to think my arse will match his any day. I used what I like to call anger level 5. I like to categorise my emotional back catalogue. The higher the number, the more emotion in the experience. It helps me to achieve that rhythm and intensity that's so important when achieving a theatrical climax. Anger level 5 is a recent addition, so I knew I could dip more immediately into the source, more in the now of the moment. A kind of Burger King method, if you like. Not that I do. I'm a strict vegetarian. Vegetables, fish and white meat only. Anyway. Rage. Anger. Nigel. The ex. Ex-lover. Ex-shoulder to cry on. Ex-cheating, two-timing bastard. Ex, if you don't mind me saying, crement, sweethearts. Wednesday evening. Got home early. My advanced cashmere-inducive yogurt class cancelled at the Adult Education Centre. A bloody big disappointment, but in the scale of canine we were talking chihuahua and not the full-bollocked great bloody Dane that greeted me in the domicile. Anyway, to shorten the long, Nigel, the ex, remember? Nigel, a man with whom I had been intimate, a man with whom bodily fluids had mingled in full disregard of the advice of Philip Schofield. Nigel, in short, in flagrante. In flagrante, and to add insult to injury, my best Janet Rager. Prancing up and down in 3 days at Tesco's checkouts worth of shiny silk knickers and matching bra crushed plum. Prancing up and down like a bloody weather forecaster. I mean, it was Dustin bloody Hoffman all over again, sweethearts. Meanwhile, naked on the bed, my bed, £430 left on the hired purchase still to pay, mind you, Roger bloody Twelvetrees. Roger bloody Twelvetrees, the television actor, my ex-ex, for God's sake. Now that really hurt. That really massaged the briny stuff into the non-voluntary orifice. I mean, I made that man. What did he know about diaphragm and breath control before he met me? Nothing. That's what. All he knew was how to fill a pair of tights and consistently mangle the Dane's solo bits. I taught him everything. Everything. He'd have been nothing but a cheesy smile and a limp codpiece without my guiding hand. And what did he ever give me? Genital warts and a second-hand copy of Not a Penny More, Not a Penny Less. Off he went for a lucrative 8-week stint as a paedophile in Taggart, and what was I left with? 6 visits to the local clinic and Geoffrey bloody Archer. So there you have it. Rage. Anger. Anger with a capital A. And Nigel, teetering there on my 6-inch spiky-heeled Antonio de Sanchez's, so I let him have it. Liberated woman in touch with her status in this post-feminist, post-Thatcher era or not. Bang! I clouted him with my 24-centimetre diameter cast iron Delia Smith recommended. Knocked the smile off his face. And my second-best Marilyn Monroe off his head. You know, the full bouffant, happy birthday, Mr. President jobby. Very solid construction, that pan. Very solid. Too solid, in the judge's opinion. So, the prison pantomime. Babes in the Wood. Very big with the lesbians. The audition, that was what I used for Rage. Gave it to them full-throated. The works. Now, I've been up for some parts before, believe me, but this was as good as it gets. The audition room is still shaking 5 minutes later. And you know the thing of it, sweethearts. The thing of it is, when I look out at the world through that window, holding onto the bars like a couple of cast-iron crucifixes, know what? You know why? You know what the real bottom prodder of it was? I still didn't get to the part. Went to some filthy little scrubber from Ewing with a £50 a day habit and a specialisation in spanking new Labour politicians to play Little Miss Muppet, for God's sake. I mean, it's just not bloody fair. I'm a bloody professional. How was I to know he had a paper-thin skull? Oh well, that's dramatic irony for you. Brain as thick as a builder's arse, skull as thin as Rizzler paper. So, that's me. Stuck in here for the rest of my playing range, mid-20s to early 40s, losing parts to third-rate hookers on 40 days. You know, when he left me, Roger, my ex, it was very bitter, very acrimonious. He got his with Scottish television and suddenly I couldn't act. Me, I, who had taught him everything he knew. Get a part, he said. You couldn't get arrested. Well, I guess I showed him.